Brian Stewart Field, where the Newcastle Racers will take on your Tuttle Tigers, home of 82 OSAA state championships. Newcastle is coached by Jeff King and currently has a record of 11-1. Your Tuttle Tigers are coached by head coach Brett. Tigers currently have a record of 11-1.
All right, folks, it's the final game of the day for day 3 action here at the 2024 BSN Tuttle Tigers Spring Break Festival. Prep Nation coverage coming for our final game between the Tuttle Tigers and Newcastle Racers. Both enter the game identical 11-1 records on the season. One dip only, Tuttle losing to Elk City. Both teams victorious over Blanchard. Could be in effect the de facto championship game. Neither a team, I believe, will meet Elgin the rest of the way, so we'll see where point tallies are and head-to-head totals are. All games canceled yesterday, 5 games on tap today. Previous games, run rule victory for Elgin over Oologah 12-2. Oologah 7-1 over Lawton MacArthur. Lawton Mac came back and responded, rallied from 7-3 down to defeat Bethany 9-8. And then Chickasha with the 5-inning run rule over Weatherford 8-0. 3 games on tap tomorrow. It'll be a short day, 1:30 toss out to start the day. Festival rules a little bit different than your standard tournament with the first, third, and fifth place game. Generally speaking, they've gone with direct head-to-head results, but overall 1-loss record, and then sometimes point differentials. Back in the day when we first started covering the tournament, it was a split side at Bethany and Tuttle. Now games starting Wednesday here at Tuttle High School at the Brian Stewart Field. Day 1 recap, Elgin victorious over Chickasha 3-1. Tuttle won absolutely thriller of a game against Weatherford 9-8. Yesterday, due to rain, all games canceled. That included Chickasha, Newcastle, Bethany, Elgin, Weatherford, and Oologah versus Tuttle. Games for tomorrow we alluded to.
And now, the starting lineup for your Tuttle Tigers, sponsored by Northwest Grain. Leading us off and playing right field, Jackson Johnson. Playing field number 3, Easton Green. Playing shortstop, number 13, Lorraine. Playing second base, number 2, Lorraine. Pitching for your Tigers, number 15, Hunter Watson. Playing first base, number 14, Colby Heskett. Playing second base, number 12, Andy Palmer. Here's the number 21, Grayson Barnes. Playing left field, number 10, Holden Goddard. And catching for your Tigers, number 22, Landon Underwood.
All right, so tap tomorrow, 3 games in action, 11 a.m. start between Chickasha and Oologah. Prep Nation TV coverage will be doubleheader action starting at 1:30 p.m. Lawton MacArthur Highlanders versus the Newcastle Racers. And then to close out the 2024 tournament, the Bethany Broncos versus the Tuttle Tigers. That game will be approximately 4 p.m. So games tomorrow, 11, 1:30, and 4. Those are, again, contingent on games finishing on time. Final game up for the day 3 action. Tuttle versus Newcastle coming up next on Prep Nation TV.
Newcastle number 24, Tyler Frazier. Smile, Tiger fans. That's a contemporary family dentistry strikeout. Now batting number 3, Lane Seaton. Smile, there's another CFD strikeout. Now batting number 11, Austin Gibson. Was it a little crooked?
Yeah, and it wasn't started, I don't think.
Okay. Tuttle's pitcher is named Hunter Watson, and he is committed to OU as a sophomore.
Nice.
Now batting number 5, Jackson Samuel.
Had a bout of bronchitis and an upper respiratory infection, so trying to save my voice for the game so you won't hear me quite as much as often. Tigers here so far dealing in the top of the first, 2 strikeouts, base runner on now after the walk. Weather permitting, our next feature event of the week will feature the Rattan Rams, back-to-back state champions in Class A, going for a third three-peat in school history. That tournament will start next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Rattan High School, featuring notable powerhouses in the state. Silo, new to Class 3A. Roth, Class B, looking to get back in the saddle of championship baseball. Obviously, Rattan, two-time defending champion. Wright City, Valiant, some other notable teams as well. Should be a great tournament, so looking forward to covering that this year for our friends Michael Clay and staff at Rattan High School. Sophomore on the mound, an OU commit per the PA guy, and absolutely in full command so far on his pitch structure, count, flow, technique, almost flawless. Showing amazing poise and just really methodical approach here for a sophomore. And strikes him out. Well, faces four batters, three strikeouts and a walk. Not bad. Bottom of the first inning, Tigers coming up to bat. You're watching PNTV coverage of the 2024 BSN Tuttle Tigers Spring Break Festival. Count me among the minority. This is actually the only Taylor Swift song that I actually like.
Pitching for the Racers, number 7, Caden Longman.
Folks, if you're a Thunder fan tonight, root for Shea Alexander if you're a Thunder fan tonight. He is 11 points away from setting a record that ties James Harden as the most recent player to do it. But that would, in effect, give him 30 points scored against 29 NBA franchises. In other words, every team except his own. So he is getting close to the mark tonight for Thunder fans. Absolutely love Shai, a great basketball player, and would love to see him set that record. All right.
Starting it off with your Tigers, Jackson Johnson.
Tigers looking to keep momentum here through the tournament in a really tight game Wednesday night. They trailed 4-0, or correction, led 4-0 into the top of the sixth. Gave up 8 runs against Weatherford, then had to rally in the bottom of the seventh, winning on a walk-off single and a stolen base to win 9-8, scoring 5 runs. Looking to maintain that aggression and not lose the lead here tonight. Tight game early on against Newcastle. In for the strike and back-to-back pitches now 0-2. Both pitchers dealing early on. Chopper to the pitcher, can't quite contain it. It's going to be an infield single. Tigers have a base runner on.
Now batting for your Tigers, number 3, Easton Green.
Base runner advances and gets him on the toss out. Looks like right on top of the outstretched arm. So officially a 2-4 toss out. Though this isn't baseball related, read a hilarious stat. After 2 games of March Madness, only 8.6% of the brackets remained perfect. I wish we had the equivalent for baseball brackets. I think it would bring some added excitement. Full count money pitch on its way. And another base runner for the Tigers on first.
Next up, your Tigers, number 13, Brandon.
Wanted to give an OK Prep shout out to 2 Tuttle Tiger wrestlers. Both make finalists for Prep Nation's 2024 Wrestler of the Year. Mr. Bo Hickman, 45-4 on the season, and Ethan Teague finishing a perfect 37-0. And back-to-back walks after the throw out at second. And Tuttle now cooking here in the bottom of the first. 2 runners on, only 1 out.
Next up, your Tigers, number 2, Brady.
Right, so dual meetings between the coaches. Head coach Jared King now second season at Newcastle after briefly staying at Comanche. Longtime coach of the Fletcher Wildcats, a just regular rubber stamp perennial state contender there, looking to replicate his magic in higher class, doing an exceptional job this year for the Racers. And What can you say, Coach Drepp, since he's come over from Heritage Hall, absolutely set the gold bar standard here at Tuttle High School. Just off the mark, 3-0 pitch count. So 4 batters faced on the top of the first for Tuttle, 3 strikeouts and 1 walk. Newcastle now struggling here in the bottom of the first. 1 down, but 2 base runners on, potentially looking at a loaded base count. Fouls it, infield pop-up. That's going to go over to the first baseman. He's going to be waved off, though, by the second baseman. Lets it fall E4. Base runner advances. He's out, though, unfortunately. I don't know if he's going to try to create a suicide squeeze here just to score the run, but Tuttle doesn't fall for it, so base runner out on the tag and effect at first.
It's the Weird Tigers, number 15, Hunter Watson.
I myself am a little surprised that he swung on that one as well. Analytics, numbers, whatever you want to say, usually you take that pitch and force him to try to put a second strike on you. And I'm not so sure that it would have been called a strike either had he just simply taken the pitch. So we'll see if that comes back to haunt Tuttle or not here. Base runner advances to second on the uncontested stolen base. Gives him the corner. So 1-2 now. 2 outs, and Tuttle now with 1 strike to play with. They're going to have to be very careful on this next pitch. K-time. Tigers strand 2. Newcastle gets out of a bind. We'll head to the top of the second inning with the Racers coming up to bat. You're watching PNTV coverage of the 2024 BSN Tuttle Tigers Spring Break Festival.
I almost just saw him. He came here this year or something. He's a good looking player. Not really part of it. Smile! There's another contemporary family dynasty strikeout. We forgot Newcastle. Contemporary family dynasty. That's interesting. That's us. What the hell? What did they pay for you guys? There's another CFD strikeout. Have you been out there for the games?
Yeah.
Because he's been
Oh, I
giving everybody.
I haven't seen him pitch.
Oh, no, he's been on the stroke at last.
No, it's the first time I've seen him pitch. Well, I did see the seventh inning against Blanchard.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, everybody slowed.
Yeah, at 3-0 on the first batter.
Yep. If he plays like this, or well, we just when you got hit, Smile, Tiger fans! There's another CFD strikeout. Now, batting for your Tigers, number 14, Kobe Hess. Now batting for your Tigers, number 12, Andy Forrest.
And back to 16.
And that's what he said. Just sucks.
Sure does.
Look, there's a lot coming. Now batting, number 21, Great.
All right, Tigers once again with a base runner on here, the bottom of the second after the leadoff walk. Correction, second batter walks. And I tied it first. Hit by pitch is going to put 2 on again for Tuttle, so back-to-back innings.
Next up for your Tigers, number 10, Holden Connor. Next up for your Tigers, number 1, Jackson Johnson.
Ball gets away on the wild pitch. Base runners will steal in safe at second and third.
Actually, Dodgers lost 3 more games out of them. Lost 6 games.
Wicked rip down first base line, RBI single. Coach is going to send him in. Potential 2 RBI double in safe with the stolen base.
Jackson with the run goes off signature double, in 2 RBI. Lost by All American Garage. Now batting number 3, Easton Green.
Well, Tuttle busts open the game here in the bottom of the second. They threatened to do so in the bottom of the first, stranded 2 runners. Don't make the same mistake twice. They clear the bases and now replace 1 runner at second. Beautifully executed shot down third base line, rolls all the way out into deep left field. Scores the base runners from second and third for the Tigers. Check swing does not, I think, really end up making much of a difference there. It hits the batter, so they'll be on the corners first and third. You have to go back to second, though.
Next up for your Tigers, number 13, Braylon Brooks.
Base runners go again in safe at second and third. So very aggressive bottom second for Tuttle now. Deep out to center field, rolls to the wall. Well, correction, almost. So another double. This one a RBI double. Wild throw makes it in effect a stolen base on third.
Braylon Brooks with 2 more RBI.
4-0 lead. So 2 runs score. Tigers potentially may have knocked the starting pitcher out of the game. We'll see if Coach King makes the change here. Tigers have scored 2 from second, 2 from third, and now after the stolen base on the wild throw, Brooks has got them set up for business to make this a huge bottom second inning for the Tuttle Tigers.
Number 2, Braylon.
Sharp hit over to shortstop. Takes his time, fires 6-3 ground out. Tigers score 4, Strand 1. Your score through 2 innings, Tuttle 4. Newcastle 0. You're watching PNTV coverage. The 2024 BSN Sports Tuttle Tiger Spring Bake Festival.
Now that is number 7.
Just a reminder for tomorrow's games, 11 a.m. Oologah, Chickasha. Approximately 1:30 p.m. Lawton, MacArthur, Newcastle, and to close out the tournament, approximately 4 p.m. Tuttle versus Bethany.
Now that is number 20. Landon Easton.
Base runner on for the Racers here in the top of the third. The rainout games from Thursday, Elgin finishes tournament play 2-0. Tuttle will look to one-up them and go 3-0 tomorrow versus Bethany should they defeat Newcastle here tonight. In effect, right now, we have 3 undefeated teams still available in festival play for bragging rights for first place. Elgin at 2-0, and then Newcastle and Tuttle both 1-0 so far. Almost hitting.
No.
And it is another strikeout.
Now back up top, number 24, Tyler Frazier.
I bet you did.
Best record so far in Class 4A this year. Stigler undefeated 8-0. Then three teams in the state, all 11-1. Hilldale, Newcastle, and Tuttle. Other teams kind of making their mark early on in the season. Chickasha improving to 9-2 on the season today. Elk City, a team that split with Tuttle, likewise 9-2. So those are probably the leading top five candidates for your early Class 4A top five rankings. Marlowe Outlaws there as well, 6-1 on the season. Pops up over the visiting dugout. Probably the story of the year, at least in my opinion thus far, has been Tuttle. Um, Defending champs sometimes have a bullet mark on your back. They've been the chase for the last 2 years. On the flip side of that coin, obviously Blanchard losing 4 consecutive games and 7 out of their last 8. They're now 4-7 on the season after going 1-4 in Florida play, defeating only Booker T. Washington, and then losing a variety of games against Olympia, Tate, Broken Arrow, and then again today. So tough start to the season for Blanchard. I always like to gauge the season in 3 parts, very similar to basketball season. But with baseball, your tournament in effect is invitationals, then it's playoffs, and then it's specifically state. All bets are off there. That's when the real season begins, is which team has the right pitching alignments with timely hitting. But having said that, sometimes when there's these duels between competing teams and you compete out of state, records can kind of get skewed. I would never write off Blanchard early or late for that matter. It's just kind of weird that we still have no consensus ratings for classes 6A, 5A, 4A, and 3A baseball. But it's one of those things that obviously there's not enough money made to create 4 more tabs on a page on a website. Deep shot out to left field. This one's traveling deep, folks. May clear the wall all the way up to it. So correction on that. It's going to be a stand-up RBI double, and Newcastle gets on the board. That was a wicked rip out to center field, man. Give it another 2 feet travel time and it would have been over the wall.
Now back at number 11, Austin Gibson.
Another just absolutely tantalizing matchup this year in Class 3A. I'm so excited to see how Silo does playing 3A. Them in Washington, just you'd have to say that's probably going to be what you're looking at for a championship game, but going to be a tough road to hoe for the Rebels in Class 3A this year. In Class 2A, it's kind of weird seeing Worcester get moved up. Going to be an absolutely loaded class with Oakdahaw, Cashin, especially Worcester, Dale, Preston, Calera, all perennial teams in playoffs there, all in contention. In Class A, I would not underestimate the young upstart Okarche program, undefeated so far in the season, state semifinalist in the fall. And I think they will definitely give Rattan and other teams a run for their money, notably Tuska, Dewar, Wright City, Ripley, Ampo, regular teams always in the top 8 or so. Good looking pitch just off the mark, 2-2. Wild pitch, base runner will take advantage and steals and safe at third. Racers again have a runner in scoring position.
No.
And another strikeout. So Tuttle gets out of a jam, gives up one. Racers strand one. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning with the Tigers coming up to bat. They still lead 4-1.
Here's number 15, Hunter Watson. Now running for your Tigers, number 32, Austin Roberts. Next up, number 14, Colby Heskett.
he's sophomore.
Sophomore.
I think he was rolling that pitch. Looked like it.
Did it?
Yeah.
I just saw the turner go.
Yeah, it looked like he was rolling. Good strike.
I guess. Next up for your Tigers, number 21, Grayson Barnes.
Third consecutive inning now for Tuttle with a base runner on second. And the strikeout. Tuttle unable to convert here in the bottom of the three. We'll head to the top of the fourth. With the Racers coming up to bat, Tuttle leads Newcastle 4-1. You're watching PNTV.
Now batting number 5, continue.
And up the middle for the Tigers, their fourth hit of the game, a leadoff single.
Now batting number 34, Taj Smith.
And another single this time out to left field. Two base runners on for the Tigers. Correction, Racers. The best inning so far for Newcastle.
Ryder Gibson.
It brings them in, full speed pitch. He can do it. So far.
In safe, bases loaded for the Racers. And here comes the run. Tag out at home plate. It did not get the best jump on that one.
Number 2, Gunnar Key.
See if that comes back to haunt Newcastle. Really just have to say that's a squandered opportunity there. 9 out of 10 times that's a run you score. And the strikeout leads to 2 down.
Now batting number 7, Shea McLaughlin.
gets away again this time. Much more pop on it.
Second base for him.
And the base is loaded once again for Newcastle. What could have been on the wild throw?
That's gonna be number 2 guy, he's in the championship. 72.
Wow, he smoked. He smoked all of it.
He has.
Swing and the miss makes it 0-2. This is a make or break inning for Newcastle. Tuttle looking to get out of a real jam here. Money pitch on its way. Looping single out to shallow center field, pulls back, holds up, snags the catch. Racer, strand three, squander another score. And it is a huge stop for Tuttle in the top of the fourth inning. Tigers up to bat, bottom of the fourth coming up. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2024 BSN Tuttle Tiger Spring Break Festival.
Starting it off for your Tigers, number 17, Caden Austin.
And the third strike, base on ball attempt, no good.
Next up for your Tigers, number 1, Jackson Johnson.
Ball kept going, but it is a fly out to center field, 2 down for the Tigers.
Next up for your Tigers, Number 3, Easton Green.
And the foul tip takes us to a full count. And the walk for the Tigers puts a base runner on in 4 consecutive innings.
Number 13, Braden.
And they strand at the opportunity. So your score through 4, Tuttle 4, Newcastle 1. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. With the Racers coming up to bat, you're watching Prep Nation TV coverage, the 2024 BSN Tuttle Tiger Spring Break Festival.
Now pitching for your Tigers, number 28, Hogan Strimmer.
All right, pitching change for the Tigers here in the top of the fifth. Watson leaves after doing a full 4.0. Racers coming up to bat at the top of the fifth. Two of the three remaining unbeaten teams in pool play here at the Tuttle Tiger Spring Break Festival. Elgin finishes play due to cancellation of games yesterday, a perfect 2-0. Winner of this game will join them at 2-0. Loser will drop to 1-1, joining Chickasha and a few others, Oologah notably. Lawton MacArthur sets up a potential win for Tuttle tomorrow night, should they be victorious, to win the Tuttle Tiger Spring Break Festival by virtue of head-to-head record. Leadoff single for the Tigers rolls out to left field. Correction, Racers, and they are back in business in back-to-back innings. Should have scored a run in the the top of the fourth, tagged out at home plate, and then can't do anything with bases being loaded. We'll have doubleheader coverage for you tomorrow, even though there will be 3 total games on tap. Just a reminder, 11 a.m. start of the day, Chickasha versus Oologah. This one's going to go cross field all the way to the wall. He's going to round, pulls back, probably smart move, and it'll be a stand-up single with runners on the corners now for the Racers. So getting back to the schedule tomorrow, 11 a.m. Chickasha Oologah, approximately 1:30 p.m. Lawton MacArthur versus Newcastle, and to close out the tournament, Tuttle versus Bethany. Again, that game will be at approximately 4 p.m. Could be delayed due to game times and starts. Fifth hit of the game, so that's the one area that Newcastle has bested Tuttle at, 5-3 hits. Base runner is going to be very close, and I believe they got him on the 2-6 toss out. It's like they got him right on the back leg, should have kept that leg down, had it way too high in the air. It's a second tag out at second for Newcastle, also tagged out at home trying to steal. So 3 consecutive tosses for Tuttle here makes a huge difference in opportunities for the teams to maximize scoring. Well, folks, there's lots of white teeth out there tonight, I'm telling you. 2 pitchers for the Tigers dealing, getting a lot of Ks at the plate. And it's not just swing and a miss. It's not call strikes. It's swing and a miss style. Newcastle unable to plate in the other 4th inning. And if they fail to do so here again in the 5th, you have to think that they're just running out of opportunities. Because if they can't score with 4 base runners on, and here we go, this one's going to finally break through. He's going to be in just beating the throw. But they're going to have to work on some speed agility training. That is 2 stolen bases. It should be on the books for a 4-3 game, 4-2 instead. And he almost was out. Well, if you're going to send, you got to have a 3-4 stride lead already. They're given the signal with their foot on the bag. I just noticed that one on that run, and that is crazy to get the go-ahead to go still standing on the base. Third baseman approximately 15 feet away from the bag, and you're not even a stride away from the bag. That's not good. Chops it down the third base line. That one's going to be foul. 2-2 pitch count will resume. Still battling. Probably should have left that one be. However, 2-2 count will resume. No base runners on now. Two down here for the Racers. Top of the fifth inning. They've cut the lead now against Tuttle 4-0 to 4-2. Well, Tigers definitely expected the call there. Full count. It's a tale of two umpires earlier in the game prior to this. Constantly low cut inside the plate for left-handed batters, outside for right. Called it strike 9 out of 10 times. And then now in this particular style, a little bit higher up off the chest, not getting it 6-3 on the ground out. So it is a one-run inning for Newcastle. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth inning with the Tigers coming up to bat. They continue to lead 4-2 Tuttle over Newcastle. You're watching Prep Nation TV. Anybody that's a softball fan wanting to follow the Oklahoma Baylor series due to a potential weather scare, whatever you want to call it, meteorologist love child, Sunday's game has been canceled and moved to a doubleheader, so it'll be two games tomorrow, Baylor, Oklahoma. Both of those will be at Love's Field after today's game was at the Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City, setting the record for the second largest attendance ever for a regular season softball game for women. Congratulations yet again to the Oklahoma Sooners. Didn't get to watch all of the game, but when I came here for this one, Colorado and Florida in an absolute just electric game ended up being 102-100 Colorado over Florida.
Starting it off for your Tigers,
March
number
Madness indeed. Infield pop-up. This one's going to actually go deeper than it looked like it would. Flies out to the roaming center fielder.
Next up for your Tigers, number 15, Hunter Watson.
Very close pitch. Could have gone either way. Full count is the official call, 3-2 here. Chops it foul to fight off the count. 3-2 will resume. And the Tigers get a base runner on, so they continue their streak. All 5 innings, they've had somebody touch at least first base.
Number 14, Colby Haskins. Running for your Tigers, number 5, Trey Barnes.
Oh, a beautiful pitch. Oh, 2 down on the count. Base runner remains on first after the really high and tight strike and then swing and miss. Oh, beautiful. Unassist 3, double play. So we have a fly out and tag out. Nicely done by Newcastle. I mean, you got to give props when props are due. That was beautiful. Your score through 5, Tuttle 4, Newcastle 2. Racers coming into bat. Top of the 6th inning coming up. That is just being in the right place at the right time.
Now batting for Newcastle, number 34, Taj Smith. Now by number 12, Ryder Gibson.
There it is.
And he beats it.
There's a Tiger double play. Spot by Clean Bank.
Well, if one tit for tat is in order, then double play for Newcastle. Ooh, we just lost power, folks. Concert forthcoming if someone has an iPad and ready to roll. So just a reminder, if you're at home watching, you have not gone blind. God has not smitten you yet. We've just lost power here at the park. Top of the sixth inning, double play just turned by Tuttle. Oh, after watching AGT, I'll never hear this song sung the same way again. If you haven't heard Ernst Angsen, the gentleman from Mongolia, sing this, you're in for a treat, folks. Actually sings it better than the original singer, which is crazy. Well, we've got 6 official hits for Newcastle, and unfortunately, that's their only bragging rights. Only 2 runs have plated. They've had 2 players tossed out on potential steals at second, one at home plate, just hit into a double play, so you can do the math there. Potential 5 runs coming off the board. Tuttle, though, having been bested with the 3 hits to 6 and then committing an error. However, made the most of it in a huge second inning when they were able to get two RBI doubles.
Just picture George Strait out there on the pitcher.
And we are now officially in our first delay of this game.
He doesn't even buy all them flights. I mean, they've got like $50,000 flight. Never had an issue with the other ones, Fred. Gunnar King.
Prep Sports is by Prep Nation Sports or something. I don't know. first walk in all season.
Really?
Yep. He had a, when they played Washington and it closed, they put a intentional walk, you know, just to fill the bases.
Yeah.
That was it.
Cool.
But see, he's hauling a name. Or maybe I wouldn't even Draper's on because he's struggled with it, but he's just on the ball all the time. Shane Sternberg. Shane. Now batting number 7, Shane McLaughlin. Missing on the outside, maybe just. There you go.
Go get it.
There you go.
Watch out.
Oh my goodness. I tried to come again.
Yep.
Way out there. Oh, that walked in the road. Go get him, let him hit it. That was hard. Crazy corner. What are you doing? I don't have any.
Ripped from the headlines, hits it to third. 5 and assist tag. Strands 2 once again for Newcastle. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Score remains 4-2. Tuttle up on top. Tigers coming up to bat. Well, in 3 consecutive innings, Newcastle has squandered 6 base runners and legitimately had 4 shots at scoring. So you have to credit the Tuttle defense. They have made Newcastle pay for any ill-advised stolen base attempt, double play, and then opportunistic tag there on the snag down third base line.
Now, the Green Tigers, number 12, 84.
And the walk for the Tigers puts them on base once again, 6 consecutive innings.
Barnes.
It's going to shift over to the second base of an infield pop-up fly. Base runner mounts first, one down.
Next up for your Tigers, number 10, Holden Connor.
In safe, though. A very close call. 2-2 pitch count will resume. And the strikeout.
Next up your Tigers, number one, Jackson Johnson.
Base runner gets the steal. This is a gimme. I would have gone for 3 on this one. Nobody helped out the catcher. He had to run all the way over to the base, pretty much first base, parallel with it with the batter's box on deck. Base runner again goes. Gets a good jump. Wild throw off the mark. Tuttle's going to make him pay for the error. Scores 5-2 Tigers. E2 on the wild throw. I mean, just probably a good foot over the head of the third baseman. Just didn't get a good jump to try to catch it. And wisely moving down second to third and home. Tigers with a good aggressive base running score there. Gives them a little insurance. 5-2 now on the lead. Straight shot to the shortstop. Fires, throws, and digs it out. 6-3 ground out. Your score through 6. It is Tuttle 5, Newcastle 2. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Racers down to their final 3 outs. They'll need to score at least 3. You're watching PNTV. I date myself when I say this, but as a preteen when this song came out, probably not been a song in the history of rock and roll or movie television that motivated and inspired more people to get in shape than Rocky 3 and this movie. Major soundtrack smash hit for Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. And obviously, you can't hear it without thinking of Rocky Balboa and Mr. James Clubber Lang.
Now batting number 24, Tyler Frazier.
All right, folks, here's the bottom line. Newcastle has yet to score more than a run in any given inning. They will have to score 3 here in the top of the 7th. Otherwise, this is going to be a final. And Tuttle will be 2-0, tied with Elgin, with potential bragging rights and the opportunity tomorrow night against Bethany to win the 2024 BSN Tuttle Tigers Spring Break Festival. 1-2 pitch count will resume after the foul shot down the third base line. Well, he snagged that one out straight of the air in right field, fly out, one down. No, it did, Bob.
Now by number 3, Lane Stephen.
So I stand corrected. He kind of took a SWAT approach at it to keep it from rolling past him. You got to give him credit for that one in the dark. That one could have easily gone past him and rolled right to the wall. Wicked rip out to left. It's going to go center field. And it's back-to-back base runners for Newcastle. Up to 8 hits on the day. Unfortunately, only 2 runs have scored for Newcastle. Defense has been on premium display for Tuttle here. Several innings where Newcastle could have played it and potentially put more runs on the board, and they have been stopped, stymied, and thus far prevented from being able to get in this game. Chopper to shortstop, going to have a fire over 6-3 ground out, fielder's choice. Base runners advance second and third.
Now by number 5, Jackson Shamu.
Evens up the pitch count, 1-1. Bops it to third. Looks him back. Oh, he's going to miss him on the tag. Safe. Run scores. Oh, the first miscue by Tuttle for sure. Should have taken the fire just to home plate so the catcher has the option to do a tag out. And just underestimated the depth, how far he was along the base path. You gotta pump that thing over to first, or at least give the catcher the option to whip it over. So 5-3 is your score now. Wouldn't be surprised to see potentially a pitching change here just due to the fact of the way that the game has gone. Newcastle has been bumping and pushing and getting close, having multiple opportunities to score, been unable to really do anything much other than getting a run here and there 3 of the last 5 innings. But this one is now starting to feel like that the game may be starting to get a little bit away from Tuttle. All right, he's going to stay with the replacement. Entered the game top of the fifth inning. Opportunity to go a full 3-0 on the inning count. Hunter Watson doing 4.0 to start the game. One out, base runners on the corners. Whip it up the middle. Fly out to center field. He'll tag, and we will now have a one-run score. What about that?
Now batting number 12, Ryder Gibson.
Had it been hit a little bit farther into center field, first base might have been able to tag up and kind of challenge the throw home, going to second, force a little trickeration on him. As is, has to stay at first. Chops it foul, and just like that, 1-2. Newcastle now down to their final out and final strike. Absolute repeat performance there. Same exact swing, same exact pitch, same exact spot. And to the shortstop. He's going to fire to first. And Tuttle does it back-to-back games, victorious by one-run margins. Tuttle 5, Newcastle 4. Tigers 2-0 in the tournament, matching Elgin. And that gives them the opportunity tomorrow at 4 p.m. approximately to win the 2024 BSN Spring Break Festival. If a victory is in order in town, in front of the hometown crowd, Tuttle will have a chance to do so tomorrow. Thank you for watching PNTV. God bless. Have a good night. Video clip highlights coming up.